Hello guys, so now we shall be discussing regarding the anatomy of the pancreas. Okay, from the abdomen we shall be discussing the anatomy of pancreas. All of you know that pancreas is what type of gland, guys? Is pancreas exocrine gland or endocrine gland or a mixed gland? Obviously all of you know that pancreas is a mixed gland because it has both exocrine function at the same time endocrine function, right? So the first point I would write is that pancreas is a mixed gland. Mixed gland in the sense it has got both exocrine function and it has got both endocrine function. Exocrine function as well as the endocrine function. Okay. Now if you look at the pancreas, guys, so at what vertebral level is your pancreas? Your pancreas topographically it ranges from T12 till L3. Okay, so from T12 vertebra all the way down it ranges till L3. So this is where the pancreas is located. So here itself you have got your pancreas in this way. So all the way from T12 till L3 you have got your pancreas. Okay, now all of you have to remember one thing, that pancreas is located in the epigastric as well as the left hypochondric region. Okay, here is the epigastric region and this is the left hypochondric region. So here your pancreas is located like this. Now your pancreas is deeply situated. Okay, above the pancreas there are many other organs. So your pancreas is deeply situated. So that is the reason why it is almost impossible to palpate the pancreas. You cannot palpate the pancreas. Okay, because above that there are organs. How can you palpate it? You cannot palpate it, right? You cannot palpate the pancreas. And where is pancreas located? All of you know that if this is a stomach, this is our stomach, right? Now you know, after the stomach we have got duodenum. Now what is the shape of the duodenum? The duodenum is C-shaped, right? So this is called as the loop of duodenum. What is this called? Loop of duodenum. So exactly in the loop of duodenum your pancreas is situated. So let us say your pancreas is situated in this way here. Exactly in the loop of duodenum your pancreas is situated like this. So the first important thing is that this part is called as the head of the pancreas. Where is the head of the pancreas? Yeah, where is the head of the pancreas, guys? The head of the pancreas is located in the loop of duodenum. And where is the tail of the pancreas directed towards? Look here now. Here I have got on the left hypochondric region what I have got. So this is on the right side, this is on the left side. On the left side what do I have? I have spleen. So this center part whichever I am drawing here, this is called as the hilum of the spleen. You see the center inverted Y-shaped thing which I am drawing, this is called as the hilum of your spleen. So your tail is directed towards the hilum of your spleen. Where it is directed? Your tail is directed towards the hilum of the spleen. Okay, there are two important things. One is called as the head, which is directed to the loop of the duodenum. Another one is called as the tail, which is directed to the hilum of your spleen. Now we shall talk in detail what are the parts within the pancreas. Okay, then we shall continue further discussing all the relations of the pancreas. The relations are very difficult and very important, and we shall also discuss the arterial supply. Okay, now if you look here, this is your pancreas like this. This is your pancreas. And where is it located? Obviously, your pancreas is located in the C-shaped loop here. So this is the loop of the duodenum where your pancreas is located. Now in this few important things you need to know. That see till here this is called as the head of the pancreas. What is this called? I told you already. This is called as the head of the pancreas. Okay, just beneath the head if you see this part whatever you can see here, right? So this part is called as the uncinate process. This is called as the uncinate process of the pancreas. What is this uncinate process? Next, this part you call it as the neck of the pancreas. So this is called as the neck of the pancreas, and all the way till here you call this as the body of the pancreas, and finally this is called as the tail of the pancreas, right? So tail of the pancreas has got most of the endocrine hormones and all, right? I mean, tail of the pancreas releases endocrine hormones, you know it. So these are the important things. So the first important thing we shall discuss here is that what are the anterior relations and what are the posterior relations. Okay, now what are the anterior relations, and at the end when I explain you about the arterial supply, there I will discuss what are the superior relations, right? What are the inferior relations, what are the lateral relations, because in those relations arteries also will come into action. So that is the reason why after teaching the arterial supply of pancreas, there I will teach you, but now I will teach you only anterior and posterior relations. Okay, so we shall now discuss about anterior relations. What are the anterior relations of the pancreas? Now coming to the anterior relations of the pancreas, let me draw the same picture again. So this is your loop here where your pancreas is situated, right? And let us say this is the head of the pancreas, this is the body, neck of the pancreas, this is the body of the pancreas, and finally you have got the tail of the pancreas. Okay, so somewhat like this. Okay, so let me rub it out little bit, small change, right? This is little bit broader over here, it shouldn't. So now all of you know one very important thing, that here we have got a colon that is ascending up like this, right? So what is this colon that is ascending up? This is called as ascending colon. In the same way, we have also got part of the colon that is transversing like this, right? So this is called as transverse colon. So can I mention the first important thing, that transverse colon, one of the relation of anterior relation of this pancreas is transverse colon. It is passing in front of the pancreas, transverse colon. Second important thing, along with this transverse colon, there is also some peritoneum called as peritoneum of the transverse colon, that is called as transverse mesocolon. Okay, so the peritoneum is actually like this, triangular. So this is the peritoneum of the transverse colon, and that is called as transverse mesocolon. Okay, so the second important thing is transverse mesocolon. Third important thing will be that there is a vein. Okay, there is a vein that is passing like this. There is a vein that is coming all the way down in this way. Now what is the name of this vein, guys? The name of this vein is superior mesenteric vein. What is this? Superior mesenteric vein. In the same way, just adjacent to that, there is an artery that is passing down in this way. Okay, there is an artery that is passing down in this way. So this artery is called as superior mesenteric artery. Okay, superior mesenteric artery. So what are the things, guys? The third important thing will be superior mesenteric. Okay, let me write it completely. Superior mesenteric artery and vein. Okay, so what are the important things we have discussed here? We have discussed the anterior relations, that is the transverse colon, you all of you know, transverse mesocolon, superior mesenteric artery and vein. So it is very simple, right? Very simple to remember, right? So let's not waste the time, guys. Let us discuss another important thing, that is posterior relations. Posterior relations. So what are the posterior relations of this? Posterior relations means, for example, if I turn this entire thing opposite like this, right? So it is a C-shaped duodenum. I am turning it. So when I am turning it, the C shape will come to an other side, isn't it? So this is how the C shape will come like this. So this is a C-shaped duodenum, right? And all of you know that we have got pancreas in the center. But before drawing pancreas, let me draw one very important thing. Now what is that important thing is that we have got a vein all the way here. Now this vein is called as portal vein. So this pancreas is actually looping this portal vein. Now how will it loop? Just see here. This is how the pancreas is looping it. Okay, this is how the pancreas is looping it. So let us cut it down. Right, you can see the head of the pancreas is looping. It is completely taking, it is coming like this and all the way taking inside. What is this? That is the portal vein. So this is your portal vein over here. This is your portal vein. Right, after the portal vein, just adjacent to this portal vein, here we have got a duct like this. We have got a duct just adjacent to this portal vein. Now what is the name of this duct? Obviously, what is the duct which we have in relation with the pancreas, guys? Tell me. That is the bile duct, right? So this duct over here, this is called as bile duct. And finally we have got one more important thing all the way here. This is called as inferior vena cava. What is this called as? This is called as inferior vena cava. That is your IVC, inferior vena cava. So if I ask you what are the relations, you have to tell me that there is portal vein, there is bile duct, as well as there is inferior vena cava. So these are the posterior relations of the pancreas. What are this? Posterior relations of the pancreas. Right, now let me tell you one very important clinical point, guys. Okay, let me finish up one more thing and then I'll tell you the clinical points. Now all of you know that the duodenum is C-shaped, isn't it? So this is the duodenum which is C-shaped. Now we shall be discussing all the different ducts which are present in the liver in connection with the ducts which are present in the duodenum. Okay, so this is a C-shaped duodenum, isn't it? So this is a duodenum. Right, now in this duodenum we have got 4 parts. What are these 4 parts? So this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3 and this is part 4. Now what is the first part called as? The first part is called as the upper horizontal part. What is this called as? This is called as upper horizontal part of the duodenum. Whereas the third part is called as the lower horizontal part. Lower horizontal part. Okay, now from the upper part, how do you come to the lower part? You descend down like this. So that is the reason why the second part is also called as descending part. Okay, so the second part of the duodenum is called as descending part, whereas the fourth part of the duodenum, what is this fourth part of the duodenum? It is, we are entering into the fourth part. It means we are ascending into the fourth part. Fourth part is going above, it is making a curve above. So that is why it is called as ascending part of the duodenum. So we have got upper horizontal part, descending part, lower horizontal part, as well as the ascending part. These are the 4 parts of the duodenum which you have to know. Okay, next important thing is that on the right hand side we have got our liver. Okay, this is our liver like this. All of you know from your previous lectures that this part of the liver, you call it as cystic notch. Why do you call it as cystic notch? Because you have got gallbladder over there. So let me draw the gallbladder also. So this is the gallbladder over here. Okay, apart from this gallbladder, within the liver you have got 2 important things. What are those 2 important things? Which is on the right side is called right hepatic duct, which is on the left side is called left hepatic duct. So what are they, guys? This is called as right hepatic duct, this is left hepatic duct. Okay, now what will happen when the right and left hepatic duct join together? Yes, the right hepatic duct and left hepatic duct, they join together like this and form what? They form common hepatic duct. Okay, they form common hepatic duct. Now common hepatic duct, and there is a duct that is coming from gallbladder. Can anyone tell what is that duct which is coming from gallbladder? Yes, the duct which is coming out of the gallbladder is called as cystic duct. That is called as cystic duct. So common hepatic duct, cystic duct, together they join and form the bile duct. What is this bile duct called as? Common bile duct. So it is called as common bile duct. Okay, now let's leave the story till here. Let us concentrate on the pancreas now. Now within the loop of the pancreas, we have got the head of the pancreas, we have got the uncinate process like this, we have got the neck of the pancreas, and then the body of the pancreas, and finally we have got the tail. So this is the pancreas, right? In this pancreas also there is a duct. In this pancreas also there is a duct. Look here, there is a duct that is coming all the way along the length of the pancreas. Right? Now this duct which I am mentioning here, this is called as main pancreatic duct. What is the name of this duct? This duct is called as the main pancreatic duct. Okay. Now this main pancreatic duct will give out a branch in this way. This main pancreatic duct is giving out a branch. Now what is the name of that branch? That is called as accessory pancreatic duct. I will write it down. So look here, this is the branch. This is the branch. This branch is called as accessory pancreatic duct. Accessory pancreatic duct. Now, where is the main pancreatic duct? All the way from the tail portion. See, whatever I am drawing right now, whatever I am shading here, this is the main pancreatic duct. Then what is that which you haven't shaded? That is your accessory pancreatic duct. Okay, now what's the next thing? The next important thing is that this common bile duct will come all the way here. It will go behind your duodenum, and this common bile duct will join with the main pancreatic duct. Now how it will join with the main pancreatic duct? This is how it is joining with the main pancreatic duct. So what has happened here? What has happened is that the common bile duct joined with the main pancreatic duct. So very simple guys, very simple. So this is your common bile duct which has come like this. There is this particular main pancreatic duct, right? So the common bile duct and the main pancreatic duct, both of them, they join together like this. Okay, so this will be your main pancreatic duct, this will be your common bile duct. Both of them joined together and formed this particular duct over here. This is called as hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. Okay, now on the surface of hepatopancreatic duct like this, you have got a sphincter. All of you know what is the name of this sphincter? This is called as sphincter of Oddi. This is called as sphincter of Oddi. This is called as sphincter of Oddi. And this opening, whatever is there here, this opening is called as hepatopancreatic ampulla. Hepatopancreatic ampulla, or you simply call it as ampulla of Vater. Okay, ampulla of Vater or hepatopancreatic ampulla. So now the second important thing. So let me draw the sphincter of Oddi like this, and that is the opening there. Now all of you should know one very basic thing guys, very basic thing, that this particular duct whatever is there, okay, this particular duct whatever is there, what is this duct? The hepatopancreatic duct as well as the accessory duct. Obviously they open into the duodenum like this. They open into the duodenum. Even this also it opens into the duodenum in this way. But they don't directly open. Actually there is something called papilla. You see, there is something called as papilla like this. This papilla allows the opening of that. Actually there is something called as papilla. So what are these two papilla guys? One papilla is below where the main pancreatic duct is opening, right? The hepatopancreatic duct is opening. And one papilla is above where the accessory pancreatic duct is opening. So the lower one, this lower one is called as superior duodenal papilla, or you can also call it as major duodenal papilla. Now, in the same way, this one is called as inferior duodenal papilla. inferior duodenal papilla, or also called as minor duodenal papilla. So there is major duodenal papilla, there is minor duodenal papilla. Okay, now don't confuse why it should be superior, right? Because which is on the top should be superior, but which should be on the bottom it is inferior. Now it is not based upon that, guys. It is all based upon where the main pancreatic duct is opening. Main pancreatic duct, if it would have opened above, then that I would have called it as the superior duodenal papilla, but unfortunately it opened below, so I have to call this as superior duodenal papilla. Right? Now, one very important thing you need to know is that this main pancreatic duct, whatever is there, right, this main pancreatic duct, this main pancreatic duct is given another name, and that is called as duct of 𝐒𝐻𝐴𝐺. Okay, that is called as duct of 𝐒𝐻𝐴𝐺. This main pancreatic duct is given a name, and that is called as duct of 𝐒𝐻𝐴𝐺. Whereas this accessory pancreatic duct, whatever is there, yeah, whereas this accessory pancreatic duct, whatever is there, and that is called as duct of Santorini. That is called as duct of Santorini. Okay, we have got two things. One is the main pancreatic duct, another one is your accessory pancreatic duct. Third important thing, very important thing, guys, just keep it in your mind here. Third important thing is that, you have got very minute ducts like this. Okay, you have got very minute ducts. Now what are these minute ducts is that, look here, you have got some very minute ducts here. Can you see here? Small thorn like ducts, very small ducts. So all these ducts are given a special name. I mean, all these ducts, they collect these hormones. Pancreas has got exocrine portion also. Exocrine in the sense they release through the ducts. It means through this main pancreatic duct and all. Enzymes like lipase, amylase, right, as well as protease, all these things they release through these ducts. So these minute ducts, they drain these hormones into the main pancreatic duct. Okay, they drain these hormones into the main pancreatic duct. So this pattern of ducts arrangement is called as herringbone pattern. This pattern of ducts arrangement here, right, so this pattern is called as let me write it with the capital itself. This pattern is called as herringbone pattern. This is called as herringbone pattern. Okay. Now let us discuss about the arterial supply, guys. Very important about the arterial supply. Now before I discuss arterial supply, you should also know some more extra blood supply, only then you will understand it. Let us say this is esophagus, and here you have got your stomach, and this is your loop of duodenum like this, right? This is the loop of duodenum like this, and all of you know that you have got an artery that is coming down all the way like this. Now this artery, this is called as abdominal aorta. Okay, now this aorta which you can see here, this aorta is called as your abdominal aorta. Now exactly at the level of T12, you have got a trunk in the center. You can see there is a small trunk in the center. This trunk is called as celiac trunk. What is the name of this trunk? This is called as celiac trunk. Celiac trunk is at the level of T12. Okay. Next important thing. I told you that you have got something called as spleen like this. This is your spleen. Now this celiac trunk will give out few branches, guys. Now I don't want to go in detail. First only I am telling you, I am not going in detail of celiac trunk here. I will discuss that celiac trunk in a different video. But right now what I am teaching you is the blood supply of pancreas. So whatever contributions are there from celiac trunk for this pancreas, I will write only them. Okay, I will draw only them. So celiac trunk will give out a branch. Okay, celiac trunk is giving a branch like this, and this branch is actually tortuous. So celiac trunk, it gives a branch down like this, right? This is a branch which is given by the celiac trunk. This celiac trunk branch which it is giving is tortuous, okay? It is in the form of a wave. And finally, this branch supplies your spleen. So the name of this artery is your splenic artery. This is splenic artery, okay? Splenic artery. Now this entire length of splenic artery, whatever is there, it gives some minute branches and supplies your pancreas. So if I draw pancreas, you'll understand. So let us say this is the pancreas like this. This is your pancreas, right? So this splenic artery gives some minor branches like this, right? See, it is giving some minor branches. And these minor branches are, what are these dotted lines? These dotted lines represents the artery behind the organ. So it gives some minor branches that supply these are the minor pancreatic branches that are given by the spleen, okay, that supply the pancreas, okay. These are called as pancreatic arteries. You can call it as pancreatic branches also. Then what are the major branches? Look here now. What are the major branches are? There is one more artery, guys. Now what is this artery is that there is an artery that is coming out like this. Okay. This artery is called as hepatic artery proper. HAP in the sense hepatic artery proper. Now this hepatic artery proper gives you two branches. I'm not discussing what is the other branch, but what an other branch will it give is that, see, it is giving a branch that is coming down, okay. Now this is a branch. Where is this branch present? This branch is nearer to the duodenum. It is also nearer to the stomach. So I call this branch as gastroduodenal artery because it is nearer to the stomach, that is a gastra, and nearer to the duodenum, that is duodenum. Gastroduodenal artery, okay. So the name of this artery is gastroduodenal artery. Gastroduodenal artery also gives out two branches, okay. One branch goes all the way like this beneath your stomach, okay. It goes from beneath your stomach. I'm not discussing what is this branch. Now what is the other branch that is important for us is this one. There is another branch of gastroduodenal artery which goes and supplies to the top of the pancreas. So it is supplying to the top of the pancreas. Now this artery is crossing the duodenum and it is going to the pancreas, right? Again I'm telling you, this artery is crossing the duodenum. Let me make a dotted line. You see, this artery is crossing the duodenum and going on to the top of the pancreas. So it is called duodenum and pancreas artery. What is this duodenum and pancreas artery? That is pancreatoduodenal artery, and this is on the top, so it is called a superior pancreatoduodenal artery. Superior pancreatoduodenal artery is a branch of gastroduodenal artery, right? So this is your superior pancreatoduodenal artery. What is this? This is your superior pancreatoduodenal artery, okay. Next important thing is that after T12, when you come little bit down, so this is the place called as L1, okay. So from the L1 you have got an artery that is coming. This artery is called as superior mesenteric artery. Superior mesenteric artery, okay. So let me draw this artery. You see, this artery is called as superior mesenteric artery. Now there is one branch of the superior mesenteric artery. Now this branch goes above like this and supplies to the pancreas from the below. Now this branch is also crossing your duodenum and pancreas, so it should be also called as pancreatoduodenal artery. But pancreatoduodenal artery, which one? One was superior, now this will be inferior. So this is called as inferior pancreatoduodenal artery. Inferior pancreatoduodenal artery, right? So inferior pancreatoduodenal artery is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. Clear? So what are the arterial supply, guys? When it comes to the arterial supply, what are the branches? One is the branch from the splenic artery. we have got pancreatic branches, right? And the other one is the superior pancreato-duodenal artery, and the third one is the inferior pancreato-duodenal artery. So these are the main branches which we have here. These are the main branches which we have. Okay, so let me write it down. We have got branches from the celiac trunk. Celiac trunk gives splenic artery, and splenic artery gives pancreatic branches. Okay, another one is gastroduodenal artery. Gastroduodenal artery is a branch of celiac trunk only. Gastroduodenal artery gives a branch called as superior pancreato-duodenal artery. Pancreato-duodenal artery. Next one, we have got the superior mesenteric artery. That gives a branch called as inferior pancreato-duodenal artery. Okay, so this is the blood supply, the branches of the pancreas which you have. Okay, right. Now, what did I tell you? I promised you that I would discuss the superior border, what it is related to, the inferior border and all, right? So if you see here, guys, if you see here in the pancreas portion here, right? So let us just draw it very fastly now. Okay, this is the head of the pancreas, right? So it is in this way, right? So now all of you pay attention. Where is the superior border of the pancreas? I am all drawing it with the pink. So this is the superior border of the pancreas, right? Now this superior border of the pancreas, what are the relations of this? So here on the top, what do you have? Duodenum. What is this duodenum? The first part of the duodenum, right? Superior horizontal part. So if I write down the superior border is related to superior border relations. So what are the superior border relations? The first one is the upper horizontal part of the duodenum or the first part of the duodenum. First part of duodenum. Okay, what is the second one? Second one, I told you just now that there is an artery that is coming from the top and it is supplying. What is that artery that is coming from the top and it is supplying, guys? This one, that is your superior pancreato-duodenal artery. So can I write it down here that it is superior pancreato-duodenal artery. Next important thing, after superior border, we have to discuss about the inferior border. What are the relations of this inferior border? Again, we have got two. Out of this one, you might already know now. That is what? That is your inferior pancreato-duodenal artery. And not only inferior pancreato-duodenal artery, you even have the lower part of the duodenum, right? The lower horizontal part. So I can call it as, this is 1, 2, 3, right? This is called as the third part of duodenum. Third part of duodenum. Third part of the duodenum. Next, we have got this entire part is called as the right part. I mean right lateral side of the duodenum, right? So this part is called as the right lateral side, or simply right lateral border. Right lateral border of the duodenum. Now this right lateral border of the duodenum has got parts. What is this part? It has got the second part of the duodenum, right? It has got the second part of duodenum. It has got the second part of the duodenum, right? So we have got superior, inferior and the right lateral border, right? So regarding the anterior and posterior relations, I have already talked about anterior and posterior relations. So these are all the important things which you need to know regarding the pancreas and its blood supply and everything, right? So this would be mostly enough, right, for your any exam which you are appearing for. and even this will form very good basics for your exams as well, right? So thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.